Learning not to bail your children out of problems when they get into trouble can be one of the best things you do for them as a parent. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am discussing on parenting. Yeah, how do you handle a situation where your child has done something and there is a consequences for it? Do you bail them out of it or do you let them face it? Well, I'm here to share a practical story of what happened between me and my daughter a few days ago. Here's the gist. A few days ago, when she came back from school and I made dinner, I made jollof rice, and it's one of her favorites actually. So I dished hers and dished every other person's food. But unfortunately for her, she was impatient. She wanted to have hers right there. But I encouraged her to wait because when you just finish cooking, it's obviously hot. But my daughter was having none of that. She wanted the food immediately. So I said, just wait a little. Let me cool it in water or in the fridge so that it can get cold. So you just start. So you start eating. She waited and was grumbling and was being cranky. I was being upset and was saying that, all those children stops, right? Yeah. So eventually I left the kitchen and I didn't know my sister handed the food over to her because she couldn't wait. She requested for her food and it was given to her. The next thing I heard was someone screaming from the living room of how her mouth has been burnt. My tongue, my mouth is paining me. And I asked, what happened? She said, it's mama, because that's what she calls my sister. So when I probed further, I found out that she was eating the food even when it was not cold. So I asked her, what happened? I thought the food was cold. Why? Because I thought the food was already cold, which is why you were now eating it. She said, no, it's still hot. I'm like, okay. Now you see why I asked you to wait. It has taught you a lesson that you need to learn to wait. So she returned the food back in water. And by this time, she waited. Oh, she waited. She waited so well until when she now got the food and ate, she finished it at a go. And I asked her, did you enjoy the food? She said, yes. Did it burn your mouth again? No. What changed? Patience, time. You gave it the time. So I used that as an opportunity to teach her a lesson of life. So when she finished, I told her, now, will you enjoy your food more when it is too hot or when it is now cold? She said, when it's cold. I said, good. So now you get why mommy was asking you to wait. I wasn't trying to stop you from eating your food, my darling. I wanted you to eat. I mean, I'm the one that cooked it, right? So I wanted you to eat. But you needed to learn to wait, to delay gratification, because the generation we have right now are not having any of it. They don't know what it means to wait. They don't want to wait, just want it right there, right now, or the highway. So I wanted her to learn that lessons. I didn't need to shout, I didn't need to scream or beat her or say you must wait or even plead with her. I just allowed her to face consequences. So she learned the lesson by herself. She learned that you have to wait. In fact, she requested for a second plate because that's how much she loves jollof rice. When I gave her the second time, she said, mommy, put it in water by herself. Guys, this was someone that was not ready to wait for anything. She by herself told me, mommy, let's wait for it to get cold. She has learned that lesson. I did not need to shout. Now, that was an easier way to teach her delayed gratification than the usual screaming or preaching or long talk. So she learned it. And then, funny enough, weekend on a Sunday, we came back from church and she wanted to eat rice again. So she found out that it was hot. I thought, okay, I dished her food and gave her. She said, no, mommy, it's hot. I want to wait. Oh, wow. I smiled in my heart. Like, yay, I did it. Lesson learned. Yeah. So she has learned that lesson that you need to start learning to wait because children generally are impatient. They have zero or little patience for anything at all, especially when it has to do with what they are eating. Why will I be seeing the food and not grab it? So I have been teaching her bit by bit how to wait, and now she's getting the lesson clearer and clearer. So she waited. She sat down. I was playing around, keeping herself company because one of her challenges was that she didn't want to have to just sit and be waiting for this food to get cold. But now she found a way to engage herself so that she doesn't feel the waiting period. You get? So this is a big win for me. And when she ate it, I was satisfied without having an issue with burnt mouth or anything. So I'm sure that I won't need to beg her next time or even explain myself when I say the food needs to get cold. Yeah. So this is one lesson you want to teach your child, especially toddlers, because they are the most impatient people I know. Yeah, I'm talking from experience. So you want to teach your toddler how to wait. That will help them, even as an adult, to also learn how to wait. They will not be impatient. Delayed gratification is a huge skill that is lacking in our today's world. So if there's something that you want to teach your child, it is how to delay gratification. So this is a sample of how you can teach your child how to delay gratification. And if they want to do it their own way, you can allow them to do it as long as it's safe, just like this. It's just a burnt tongue, right? It will heal with time. Yeah. So you have to now learn life lessons. I didn't need to do it. God didn't need to calm down. It happened because when you go against nature or against the principles of life, it fights you, it bites you. So that was what happened to her. Nobody needs to enforce that. It enforced itself. So now she has learned that lesson. So stop bailing your children out when they are supposed to face consequences. If your child didn't do the assignment, allow them to go with things like that, to school and miss the mark. If your child refused to do something that they were asked to do, allow them to face the consequences. It might be paining you, yes, as a parent. I know that. I feel that too. But you have to allow them. That is where the lesson comes. And then after that, bring them back in, give them a hug, and use it as a teachable moment for them. So they have learned it. Another typical example of allowing children to face that is what happened again with my daughter. So she was supposed to do her assignment, her weekend assignment. It's a little bigger than within the week. So we came back on that Friday because I picked her up. She didn't do her assignment that day because it was already late. She needed to bathe and sleep. So the next morning, I left before she even woke up. And when I got back in the evening, I discovered she didn't do the assignment. She was on it in the living room. So I asked her, why didn't you do your assignment? There was no reason. So I quickly told her, pack up. You have to go and bathe. You've eaten. Go and bathe and go to bed. Tomorrow, then you can continue. Of course, after church. But I told her that the consequences of not doing your assignment for the whole of Saturday that you had is that when you come back from church, you will not have lunch until you've done all your assignments. So as soon as you're done, you take off your clothes. That is the first thing you're going to do. So she learned that. The next day, I enforced it. And this is one challenge that parents have. Whenever you are going to dish out a consequence or when you are placing a warning, make sure you follow up with it. Don't give a threat that you cannot carry out. That's one of the worst things you can do because you're showing inconsistency. You're showing that you cannot keep to your word. As a matter of fact, the next morning, which is Sunday morning, she woke up and she went straight to go and start doing her assignment. And I told her, no, don't worry. It's not in the morning. As much as I want you to face these consequences, it has to be at the right time. So pack up, just let it be when you come back from church. So you don't want to now enforce a consequence that will affect other things. So you have to watch out for that. I also told her the place of prioritizing and doing the right things at the right time. Yeah, so she got that too. So we went to church and came back. And after she undressed and took her bath, she went straight. I told her, go get your assignment, get to it already. So it was after she did it that she had her lunch. I didn't forget, no. I had to make sure I followed up with my threat or with my consequences. So these are going to help your child learn life lessons without needing to scream and beat your child. I've told you this, beating your child is a form of laziness because you're choosing an easier way out. Trust me, these things I said now was not easy and I didn't get here in one day. It has taken me almost 4 years to learn all of this, to master the art of controlling my emotions when my child gets on my nerve and still enforce the right consequences on them without needing to scream. So please, look out for an opportunity to teach your child today and don't always succumb to screaming at them, yelling at them, calling their names or beating them as the case might be. I hope you picked up something from this video and I hope you're going to implement it with your child. Share with us in the comment section your own experience with your child. Has your child done something like this? What did you do? And what was the result? what happened next? I would like to know and also learn from your own story. Until I come your way again, I'll see you again in our next video. Bye.